Alright, hey, what's up YouTube? It's Kevin. I just finished my midterms at university. It's my first semester, first year. So I just finished my second round of midterms and I got my results back and they went pretty well. So I figured, being like kind of like an educational channel right now, I figured I'd share with you guys kind of the top habits that I had to build to maintain a pretty much 4.0 GPA in my first semester at university. So let's go. And I like keeping my videos really different from other people. I'm not going to tell you, you gotta study 24/7 or some unrealistic stuff like that. I'm going to tell you basically really kind of interesting habits you should make and interesting things you should do if you want to get a high grade in anywhere, university, high school, anywhere really. So basically the first thing that I've noticed is you need to make friends. And how is this related to keeping a 4.0 and getting a high GPA in university? So it comes down to the kind of friends you make. You need to make friends because you need people to hang out with when you need to have some downtime to relax. And yeah, basically if you don't relax, you can't really grind that hard, right? You can't really sit down and work really hard if you haven't if you don't, look forward to something, some reward at the end, spending time with friends, going out, watching the game, some cool stuff like that. But the thing with university, and it's even more critical now, is the types of friends you make. So I can go around and make a million friends, right? And I try to talk to everyone, but what really hit me is that in university, it matters now. You need to make really motivated friends. Friends that inspire you, friends that kind of push you to go beyond what you are, friends that are smarter than you, more athletic than you, friends that will just, force you to evolve yourself in every single aspect, right? And you're not going to find this one friend that's just better than you at everything. You're going to find one friend that you look up to in like athletics, one you look up to in academics, and you're going to build your circle like that. Because one of the quotes that always, this is my favorite quote, one of them at least, is that you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with people that are kind of below you, right, they slack off more than you, they just have worse habits than you, then they're never going to push you to become the better version of yourself, to improve yourself, discover yourself, learn more about yourself in university, and make sure that you do really well. So this struck me a lot because I was starting to make some friends that were just screwing around, and I also made some friends that were on the ball, were very focused, very determined people. And as the university went on, as my first semester went on, I started hanging out more with the motivated people because I knew, hey, I have something I can learn from them. And then the thing about this is that you also have a responsibility, and your responsibility is that you need to be able to contribute back to them. So, right, your friend is like better than you in academics, but why should he or she want to hang out with you if she's gaining nothing from the friendship either, right? Because you should be pushing each other to improve. That's what life's about. That's what friendship's about. Friendship. If you guys are just screwing around together, failing your courses, then that's not really a good friend that you have or a good friendship that you've established. So you should have something that is about you, something you're working on, that motivates them, inspires them, and helps create kind of like this symbiotic relationship between you guys to make sure you do better in school. And the second habit that I built is getting up early. So this one's a bit flexible because some people, of course, are night owls. But in university, a lot of the times you're gonna have like early morning courses. So if you're not a morning person, like I'm not a morning person, right? I'd rather study until 4 a.m. and get up late. But there's something about getting up early in the morning, even if you're not a morning person, just forcing yourself out of bed, and just the quiet, the serenity of just hearing nothing, and it's just you grinding on your work, and you get 3 chapters read before class starts. There's something so beautiful about that, and I started waking up around like 7 a.m. during September, which is when I'd usually wake up for high school. Then I started pushing out to 6 a.m. In October, November, and that actually worked really well for me. It was hard a couple days, but 6 a.m. is nothing crazy. It doesn't have to be 4 a.m. Waking up, but if you can wake up at 4 a.m., more power to you. But if you can get up 7, 8 latest, 8:30 latest, then you're ahead of the ball, because there's kids we're getting up at like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., right? And what I like to do is always look at who's like doing well in school, or who's like doing well in something and who's not. And if you take all the kids that stay up until 4 or 5 a.m. every night, and you take the kids that go to bed at a reasonable hour and get up fairly early in the morning to work, and you compare their grades, you'd find that the people that are disciplined enough to get up early in the morning and get on to work tend to have better grades than people that are just pulling all-nighters to study, because there's something about being disciplined, there's something about kind of managing your time in a way where you can afford to do that just correlates with better grades. So I like to do habits and build habits that I see like winners build. So that's a personal one for me. But once again, this is the most flexible habit, because you can be a night owl, and if you don't have courses in the morning, then it's pretty much fine. You can do hours of studying past midnight and get up and you're good to go. The third thing is making sure you don't get your hands too full at the beginning. So I see kids go into university, join like 8 clubs, take the hardest courses they can, and they get stressed. And not only are you spreading yourself really thin when you try to join a bunch of clubs and take all the hardest courses you can, but it's like, I mean, for if you're a freshman, that is definitely not the way to go. You want to first handle your academics and then start getting on top of courses, on top of clubs one by one. Just seeing like, okay, do I have enough time? If I do, I'm gonna add another club. I'm gonna grab another exec position. It's not that you're gonna grab like 10 positions at different clubs, and then once you get stressed, you're gonna just say, oh, I'm gonna quit half these clubs, because that's not a good look. If you ever want to go back to that club, in terms of the people who were in charge of making sure that you got into that club, it's just not a good look. And once you figure out, hey, like this is my stable state, I'm good with my academics, I'm good with my clubs, then you can start sitting down with a relaxed mindset and thinking about which clubs you can start doing, which other extracurriculars you can start adding to your resume, and then you can actually start building a proper list of activities that you're part of. Another thing I've noticed about people that don't do that well is that they spend a lot of time with friends. And this isn't necessarily bad, spending time with your friends, but in university it's really easy to just spend all your time with friends, because everyone's so close to each other, especially if you live on residence. And it's just so easy to kind of couple everything you do with a friend. Hey, let's go grab lunch together. Hey, let's go slay together. Hey, let's do this and that. And it kind of slowly slows down everything you do. Unless you guys are completely focused and doing the same thing. Spending excessive time with your friends is just something I've noticed in people that are not doing that well. And basically, you have to be able to say no. That's a skill you need to learn. A habit you need to build. Saying no to people. Saying no to things that take up your time, just because not because you're not interested in them, or not because you don't like your friend, but because what's in it for you is more important. You need to focus on yourself first. You need to do what's best for you, and then you can start taking care of other people once you've taken care of yourself. And the last habit I'm going to talk about is about studying. So in high school, you could get away with just studying the day before the test, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. But in university, a habit I've had to build is starting to do every single review question, every single tutorial question, every single thing that the teacher will assign, even though it's optional, basically like a week before the midterm or 2 weeks before the exam. So giving yourself plenty of time to do all the questions, and then once you do the questions, you're going to have trouble with a couple concepts. Being able to have that time, the luxury of going to the office hours or the going to tutors and just having those questions prepared to fill in the gaps in your knowledge, that is very key. and that's the biggest difference I've seen between people that don't do well and people that do really well. So, for example, in my chemistry class, in my chemistry lecture, a lot of the kids were complaining about how difficult the midterm was, which I got perfect on, right? And the teacher was actually, the prof was receiving a lot of complaints, and so like I wondered to myself, like, is it just me? Am I just this magically smart guy that just gets questions right all the time? Well, no. I asked some of the kids, hey, did you do the review questions? And then they'll be like, hey, what do you mean the review questions? Where was that? They didn't check basically the website online to see the review questions that the professor had posted. And that was just one part of it. There were also tutorial questions. There was just online homework. There were online modules, like lecture modules in terms of video they could watch. And these kids had done none of that, and they expect to just do a couple practice midterms or just review the lecture notes and do amazing, I guess. And the class average for that class was like a 55 for that midterm. So everybody I spoke with that was complaining about the test had not touched the review questions, to say the least. And that's basically it. One habit that I built a long time ago that's helping me a lot in university, kind of like a bonus habit, is being able to type without looking at your fingers. So that means like all 5 fingers, being able to type without looking at the keyboard. And this is just a really weird habit. It's not a weird habit, it's a weird tip, I guess, in the context of this video. But this has saved me so much time, because so many projects require a lot of typing. For example, you have to write a 1,500 word essay on a certain topic in health, for example. And being able to type without looking at your fingers and being able to use all 5 fingers, once you get good at that, you're reaching like 100 words per minute, and you can type your essay up in a fraction of the time that it will take somebody else to write it. And this has just helped me save a lot of time. I just don't know how to explain it. Very funny tip in this video, but if you can learn how to type without looking at the keyboard, that will help you so much in terms of saving time in high school and beyond. So that's it, guys. I don't know if you can tell, it's getting pretty late here in Toronto, and I just finished, looking at my midterms, and I figured I'd share a video with you guys. So leave a like, leave a comment for future video ideas, and just tell me what you think. Subscribe, of course, for new videos, and that's about it. Hopefully you guys do well in your own midterms, and take care.